A new survey by the Anti-Defamation League finding that anti-Semitism is still on the rise in America. Results show that nearly 1 in 4 Americans are prone to believe in anti-Jewish conspiracy theories. It's the highest level in more than 3 decades and up from 20% 2 years ago. The survey also showed that more than 42% of Americans either have friends or family who dislike Jews or find it socially unacceptable for a close family member to support Hamas. For more on the findings, I want to bring in Jonathan Greenblatt, CEO, National Director of the Anti-Defamation League. Surprised by these results?
Unfortunately, I'm not. I mean, we have watched at ADL this trend line move in the wrong direction for the last 5+ years. And to think in 2019 it was just 11% of Americans who had extensive, intense anti-Semitic attitudes. So to see that more than double in just 5 years is shocking. But look, this is playing out on our college campuses. This is playing out in public spaces. So it's not entirely a surprise.
These polls were taken when?
In the first half of January. Okay. So this is, ADL's been studying anti-Semitic attitudes since the 1960s. And we run these sort of like sentiment analyses every 2 to 3 years to gauge in baseline where public attitudes are.
How connected do you believe that these results are to what's happened in Israel and to the response that Israel has had to the attacks?
Well, look, it's a good question. I think in 2016, things started to change when extremists started to feel like they had permission to express anti-Semitic attitudes. And then since the October 7th massacre, like the sewers, the lids have been blown off the sewers by the anti-Zionists. So keep in mind,
I don't want to conflate anti-Zionism with anti-Semitism, but
they're the same. They're two hues of the same color.
Okay.
But here's what
But some people, well, okay, continue on.
I mean, here's what I would tell you. In 2022, right, when Israel had a coalition government with Arabs and Jews in the government, Muslims and Jews working together, we had the most number of anti-Semitic incidents we ever tracked in America. So this idea that Israel causes anti-Semitism is wrong.
Andrew, I mentioned the piece in the Journal today. Interesting. Last 2 sentences. Progressives claim that being anti-Israel or anti-Zionist isn't the same thing as being anti-Semitic. Tuesdays at Berkeley shows how dishonest that claim is. And if you don't know what happened in Berkeley, and my point is, okay, we learned nothing from Harvard. We learned nothing from what we've seen at all these Ivy League campuses. Berkeley, what is Berkeley known for? The most progressive campus in the country. Nothing is working. They don't suspend these students that show up and spit on these kids and make these kids think that they may not walk out of there alive. They don't even suspend them. Nothing has changed, Jonathan.
The lack of leadership at these college campuses is a catastrophe.
And nothing's changed. You've made no progress, have you?
Well, I would like not. I mean, look. We are pressing Title VI cases against many of these institutions, right? We're going to hold them accountable. We've been working with the Education Committee in the House to put them in front, and we saw what happened at Harvard and at Penn, so they're being held accountable. And I'm told that applications are dramatically down at Harvard. And you saw the Jeff Sonnenfeld story in the Journal last week. I mean,
this was this week.
I know. I mean, this was Sunday night. And so for the viewers who don't know, 2 Jewish women were assaulted by a throng of pro-Hamas protesters. Right. And look, something is profoundly wrong when the university thinks it's normal for people to converge on the campus with their faces totally covered by scarves.
They said they're helpless. The administrators say there's helpless, nothing they can do about it.
Well, here's what you can do. Number one, enforce the law. You break windows, you assault people, you should be arrested. Number 2, ban masks on college campuses. I'm not talking about a COVID protection. I'm talking about someone who's there and screaming about the Intifada, then assaulting people. How does anyone think that's normal? And then number 3, I think the thing we also need to talk about is we need to overhaul, and I've talked about it in the show before, we need to overhaul DEI. Because the idea of diversity, equity, and inclusion that perpetuates the exclusion of Jews is just wrong. And I believe in diversity education. I think it is important, but it's got to be done differently.
Okay, so how would you do it better?
How do we do diversity education differently? I think, most of these programs, we've studied them.
And are you talking about DEI programs inside universities? You're talking about DEI programs inside
corporations, et cetera.
Okay,
this is why we launched our workforce pledge at ADL. 250+ companies have joined. If you have a DEI program that doesn't include Jews, the most targeted religious minority, you're doing it wrong. That's the opposite of diversity. So that's got to change. So we think that companies need to either adapt and rethink the way they're doing this altogether. That's overdue to happen in all these places.
What should Netanyahu do at this point? And
what should Bibi do?
Yeah, and what should Biden be doing? He's already under some pressure, but Hamas is
pressure.
Yeah, but Hamas is not. It's nowhere close to taken care of at this point.
Look, number one, the hostages need to come home yesterday. Right? That's the thing that I know I'm focused on. It's why I wear the ribbon. It's why I wear my dog tag. They've got to come home. Beyond that, like, I'm not a military strategist. I'm focused on fighting hate here in America.
But I don't think that the political will is going to be there for them to do what they need to do because of exactly what you're talking about.
I mean, it is alarming to see how the sand seems to be shifting. And
you predicted it. When you said that there's no way public opinion is going to hold up to do what is not to eradicate
Hamas is a genocidal organization that prioritizes killing Jews. It should be unacceptable yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So whatever the future government in Gaza might be, it can't.
Okay, but so what did you think about what happened in Michigan?
Meaning the people voting on committee. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm old enough to remember when you were upset about policies that a government was doing or that your political party was doing, you actually got involved. You didn't pull back. You said, I want a seat at the table and I'm going to earn it and then demand. I think what's happened is ridiculous.
So you don't
and
think
how's that going to help, like, economic opportunity for the people of Michigan? How's that going to help make that state better? How's that going to help the Democratic Party win?
People who just voted.
I think these people voting uncommitted, I think it's pathetic. And if they really want to make a difference, they should roll up their sleeves and get involved. But you know what, Andrew? I hope they like what the other guy will do. I'm sure he'll listen to them, you know? I mean, it's absurd.